Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the science of what truly drives us. We're going to explore something called self-determination theory, which is this really incredible framework for understanding, why we do the things we do.
So let's kick things off with a puzzle that I think affects every single one of us. Have you ever wondered why some days you wake up and you're just on fire? You're proactive, you're engaged, and then other days it's a total slog. You feel passive, uninspired, maybe even a little disconnected. What is going on there?
For decades, the thinking on motivation was pretty simple, right? It was all about carrots and sticks. You offer a reward for good behavior, or you threaten a punishment for bad. But it turns out that's not the whole story, not even close. A massive amount of research shows that it's not about the amount of motivation you have, but the type, and that changes everything. To really get our heads around this, the first thing we have to do is make a really basic distinction. It all comes down to one simple question. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is that drive coming from the inside, or is it coming from somewhere on the outside? And here they are, the two big players. On one side, you have intrinsic motivation. This is when you do something for the pure joy of it. It's fun, it's challenging, it's satisfying all on its own. Think of a hobby you absolutely love. And on the other side, extrinsic motivation. This is when you're doing something to get a separate outcome, like studying to get a good grade, not because you love the subject itself. Now, here's a really critical point from the researchers behind this theory, Deci and Ryan. As we get older, life gets, complicated. It's full of responsibilities, school, jobs, chores that aren't always inherently fun. And this is where extrinsic motivation takes center stage in our lives. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Self-determination theory shows us that extrinsic motivation isn't just one thing. It's not just this lesser version of the real deal. No, it actually exists on a whole spectrum, a continuum, from feeling completely controlled to feeling genuinely and personally committed.
So let's explore that. What if this outside motivation could actually transform? This spectrum shows a journey, really, from just reluctantly going along with something to authentically buying in. And understanding this progression, that's the key to unlocking motivation that's actually high quality and sustainable.
So, let's start at the far end of the spectrum, the most controlled end. This is what we call external regulation. It is the classic carrot and stick, plain and simple. You're doing something only to get that bonus or to avoid getting in trouble. The entire reason for acting is completely outside of you. Okay, now we take a step inward. The motivation moves inside your head, but, and this is a big but, it's still controlling you. This is called introjected regulation. It's that nagging little voice of internal pressure. You're trying to avoid guilt or maybe boost your ego. It's all those I should go to the gym or I have to do this to feel good about myself thoughts.
Now we're getting somewhere. This next step is a huge leap towards feeling more in control. It's called identified regulation. This is where you consciously look at a goal and say, you know what? This is valuable. This is important to me. So even if the task isn't super enjoyable, you do it because you truly believe it's worthwhile for something you care about. And finally, we arrive at the most autonomous, the most high-quality form of extrinsic motivation, integrated regulation. This is when that external value has become completely woven into the fabric of who you are. The behavior is now in total harmony with your core values. It doesn't even feel external anymore. It feels authentic. It feels like you. This is the whole journey right here. We move from feeling like the cause of our actions is out there somewhere to feeling like it's right here, inside of us. It's our own. And this spectrum explains so much about why we sometimes feel resistant and controlled, and other times we feel deeply committed and engaged, even with stuff that isn't naturally fun. So the big question then is, how do we make that journey? What's the engine that actually helps us move along this spectrum toward that higher quality motivation? Well, the theory points to 3 absolutely essential psychological needs. And I just love this analogy. Think of a plant. It needs water, sunlight, and good soil to grow, right? The theory proposes that we humans are the same. We have these basic psychological needs that have to be met for us to thrive. And these aren't just wants or preferences, they are essential nutrients for our mental health. So what are they? Number 1 is autonomy. That's our need to feel like we're in the driver's seat of our own lives. Number 2 is competence, the need to feel effective and capable, like we can handle what life throws at us.
And number 3 is relatedness, our deep need to feel connected to other people. And what's crucial is that these are considered universal for everyone across all cultures. So, what happens when these needs are blocked or frustrated? Well, it's not good. When we feel controlled, when we feel incompetent, or when we feel isolated, our motivation just withers. We become passive, defensive, and our well being takes a serious nosedive.
But on the flip side, when those needs get satisfied, that's when the magic happens. When our needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness are met, we unlock our natural tendency to grow, to engage, and to be mentally healthy. This is the fuel that powers our journey toward that truly authentic, integrated motivation.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. This is the so what part. How can we take all of this incredible knowledge and actually apply it in our workplaces, in our schools, in our own lives to unlock human potential? Well, the evidence is just overwhelming. When you create environments that support these 3 psychological needs, the results are simply incredible. You see greater engagement, better performance, kids are less likely to drop out of school, you get higher quality learning, and just a massive boost in psychological well-being. It's a real game changer. So, when you really get down to it, the goal isn't just to motivate people in that old school sense. We have to move beyond carrots and sticks. The real goal is to create conditions that help people internalize and integrate the value of what they're doing so it becomes a part of them. And we do that by supporting their fundamental needs.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty powerful thought. Take a moment and think about the key areas of your own life, your work, your studies, your relationships. And ask yourself, honestly, are my psychological needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness being supported, or are they being thwarted? Because the answer to that question just might be the key to unlocking your own highest potential.